Scream All Night is a weird book. Not weird bad or weird what the fuck, for most of it anyways, but weird quirky.
Alright, so it starts out insane, but it gradually evens out.
Our Scream All Night protagonist, Dario, has run as far as he possibly could from his past at Moldavia. Sure, the production company is located in a castle, its B-level horror movies have reached a certain level of cult status, and the cast and crew were like family.
But Dario got himself emancipated for one simple reason. Living in Moldavia traumatized him enough for a lifetime. Before Dario left, he suffered a lot of abuse and neglect at the hands of his father, the studio's auteur and only director.
Dario has sworn never to go back to Moldavia, but his brother Oren guilts him into coming back for his father's live funeral.
They were literally going to bury him alive in front of friends, family, and fans.
But there was a small mishap when they accidentally dropped the father, the casket, his oxygen, and a lit cigar into the grave, and he goes up in flames.
In flames.
A giant ball of flames, like you do.
And neither law enforcement or the government thought to make a few calls. And if Dario thought that he was done with his crazy family, then he was dead wrong, because Dario is set to inherit the film studio, if he can make it profitable again before he goes off to Harvard in the fall.
Never mind that his significantly older and very eccentric brother Oren thought that he was going to be his father's successor, or the fact that the film studio is in debt and hasn't produced a hit film in ages.
Never mind that Dario made it very clear when he left Moldavia that he wanted nothing to do with the film studio.
And this isn't some ploy by his father to teach Dario the meaning of family or some garbage like that.
Of the two brothers, Dario is the only one capable of running the company, so he reluctantly agrees to take over and then has to deal with all the crazy that ensues.
His first problem is Oren. He and his brother don't have the best relationship. Dario is angry that Oren won't admit that he never protected him from his father's abuse, and Oren is a little pissed that Dario was given control of Moldavia and that Dario was basically the favorite.
For the first half of the novel, Oren has his crazy ramped up to 11. He's like a toddler, and he even dresses like one.
He decided to write his own feature film about killer cauliflower while high on mushrooms.
And while their father never taught Oren how to direct and run a film company, you'd think that Oren would have figured out how to make a movie after 30 plus years of exposure.
But nope. Oren terrorizes the film crew until Dario has to put his foot down about Oren directing the next picture. And then Oren throws a temper tantrum.
There seems to be two halves to this story. The first part is where all the craziness happens, with explosions, shootings, deaths, and mishaps, while the second is more thoughtful and works through some of the deeper issues that were raised in the first half.
I enjoyed the calmer second half.
And I enjoyed the crazier first half more, so it really comes down to personal preference which part of the book you might like better.
One of the most emotional aspects of Scream All Night was Dario's relationship with his parents. His mother was permanently hospitalized for schizophrenia and believes a lot of the time that Dario isn't her son, but an alien transplant.
And his father lost it after his mother went away, and physically and mentally abused his son while he was directing him in a picture.
Dario has a lot to sort through, but he eventually does it in a way that wasn't easy or unrealistic, and they're issues that have no simple answer.
Oren and Dario's friend Jude are good supporting characters providing insanity and balance respectively. But the other characters, though, they needed a bit of work. Dario's love interest, Haley, is a bit bland.
Haley's father died on set, and her mother passed away from cancer, so Moldavia is really the only family she has. She doesn't have much personality, but her one thing that she wants is the studio to be saved and for her to continue her career there.
Moldavia itself is a character in this story, and I for one would love if this fictional B-horror mecca was a real place. You wouldn't be able to stop me from visiting a place like this.
Besides the various rooms of the castle, which are dedicated to different aspects of movie making and are filled with old school props, Moldavia is also fleshed out with a vast catalog of movies that were made on the grounds.
Many of which sound exactly like the old pulpy horror movies that you might catch on at late hours. Movies about zombies and succubi with gross out moments and over-the-top gore and shock.
I'm starting to think that books that take place on a movie set are inherently weird. Is that because movie sets are already a surreal place? Are they liminal spaces for which an element of weird naturally enters our world? Am I overthinking this?
And you're thinking about it so hard the camera can't portray color anymore. Hold on a second.
Derek Milman has clearly done a ton of research or is a longtime fan of old-time horror movies. He does such a great job of putting in just the right details to make the novel shine.
If I were trying to describe it to you by comparing it to other books, I would say it's part Kill the Boy Band, part Disaster Artist, with a dash of Jesse Andrews' storytelling style thrown in for good measure.
It's a strange little book, but also completely enjoyable and easy to get through.
It would also make a really good movie.
If you love old horror movies, or are a film fan, or just love the weird kind of genre, you're going to enjoy this book. So, check out Scream All Night. Thanks for watching our review, guys! If you like this review, give us a like, and if you want to see more of our videos or just want to support us, subscribe. If you want to find out exactly what happens in Scream All Night, stay tuned for our spoiler review.
I don't even